Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. Real quick before we go on to the video, I'm filming this after I made the video, so I'm just hooking this on to the front. So I have these bags, these tote bags like this, and as you can see, this has one of my Ribbit images on it. This is the same company that does Gail Augustinelli's sweatshirts and her little like zipper bags and that type of thing. I'm mainly, I think for now, gonna stick with the tote bags. I just thought they'd be kind of cool to put your journal in. This is a large one. It is 16 by 14 roughly, and then there's a smaller one that I did one of my cat's meow images on, and my bug from my Croak digital download that I'll be showing you in just a second, on the smaller size, the 12 by 10. But the way you can find these is to go to www.craftycatusa.com. And I know that used to be my Shopify shop. That shop is closed. So this is where you'll be able to find my items from spring, is what the company that does these. So these will not be shipped from me. That's why I can't show you all the examples. I don't have one of every example, but I ordered one of these just so I could get an idea of size. And I'll have another one coming in soon. And I'll show you as I get things so that you can see the actual images and all that. But you can go over there to the craftycatusa.com and look at the few that I do have. I'll keep adding to those. It's just that, you know, it all takes time. So on one side, there will be an image of, you know, from one of my digital downloads. Then on the, or an image that I've drawn or whatever. Then on the other side, it'll have my logo, my Crafty Cat logo that my daughter drew. So this is the Crafty Cat logo, and sometimes it'll be smaller than that. This was just the first one I did, and you know, to get an idea of what they will look like. But anyway, I think it turned out beautifully. I love this flower, and yeah, just kind of fun to put some of your artwork onto a bag or whatever. And then not only that, but if you had the digital download and you made a journal, you could put your journal inside of the tote bag, which is fun. Or, you know, take the tote bag craft shopping or antiquing or grocery shopping or whatever, because I know people are using it, and this is a good size bag. A lot of people are using these totes for grocery shopping and that kind of thing now. So yeah, 14 by 16 is definitely a good size bag. It does have a pretty nice gusset on it. This one is all certified organic cotton. It's not synthetic, it's cotton. So anyway, yeah, that's a good big bag. And I don't have one of the smaller ones, but like I said, they're about 10 by 12. And so they would be perfect for just something to put one journal in kind of thing. This, you could carry a few books or journals or whatever in, but the smaller one's kind of good for one journal. So yeah, just a little fun thing if you guys are interested in that. And then my latest digital download, Croak, is a 26-page digital download. It's 25-page digital download, and then I've thrown in the bug, the big bug page. I just thought this might be kind of fun to put in the center of a signature, you know, so when you open it, you got the big bug right there. But this is the image that'll be on another one of the smaller totes, so the 10 by 12 tote. So, and you'll get that on one side and then the Crafty Cat on the other. So that's one of the pages I kind of, I put 26, but it's kind of like an extra. So it starts with this page, and we have the little, I think this is actually a bullfrog. You know, this toad frog thing is very confusing to me. But anyways, he's cute. Just sitting up there, and then there's that bug, and there's mushrooms and all. And then we have this one with the toad with the dragonfly on his nose. And just a little bird nest and a mushroom. And just very naturey is what both Ribbit and Croak are. So there's snails, numbers, tags, some stamps and writing, mushrooms. And then this toad has, I can't remember what those bugs are called. I love those bugs. I don't know why. I just love the style of bug. And I forgot to save that bug after I drew it on its own. So this, he comes with the toad even in the fussy cuts. So sorry about that. I tried to remember to save the bugs separately, but you know, sometimes life is. So anyway, and I didn't feel like drawing it again. There's the dragonfly, and this is a vintage image over here with these frogs. That's my Toad again, just without the bug on his back. He's going after that bug. And there's a little bug here. Those are vintage images, and the mushrooms. And then there's the bullfrog type frog again. I don't know if it's would be considered a toad. I think it's frogs. It's a bullfrog. If I'm right about that, I don't know. And then here's that other toad that had the dragonfly on his nose, but now he's looking at some beetles. There's butterflies, an old ticket, some flowers. So yeah, and then this is that same page, but I've taken away all the extras just so you could use it as a backing page, or you could probably even write on here, you know, fairly easily. And then this one has toads and bugs and binoculars, all the sciencey fun stuff. And then there's this one that's just all envelopes, library cards, numbers, you know, just all kinds of cool stuff. I just liked the look of all these together. This is the dark version. There's a lighter version for backing and writing on. I figured this might be better for collaging or, you know, whatever. And this one just has bugs, eggs. I don't know why. Just liked it. And then this is the lighter version. I did add flowers here, but I just thought this might be a good backing page. And this is another backing page. This is lichen that I took a picture of when my husband and I went out riding. There were all these rocks covered in lichen, so I just got some really close-ups of it. And obviously the color was green, but I've added other stuff and changed the saturations and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, there's lichen. And then some bachelor buttons, which I love, and just some plant images, a little spot to write. This is the lichen, like really blown up. And then there's flowers, sort of, you can see in the background, and some ledger. Just another backing page, you know, simple page. And then here we have mushrooms and a writing spot. This is that same one that had the toad with the bug on his back, but I took all that away, and so you can have a backing page. I try to do both, you know, front and backing pages if possible, or, you know, you can use them for collage. This one has the bugs and the big, huge, fat toad. I know that's a toad. And then this toad is leaping. He's leaping through the plants and rocks, and there's the dragonfly and a moth type. I just liked the color of it, so I drew that one. These bugs are old vintage images. So here we have fussy cut pages. And I've done just sort of simple, again, that label-y idea, sort of like my this and that labels. It's kind of along that line. And then here's a stack of books with a toad on top and the little bug on his back. And those are those bugs again, butterflies. So yeah, and here's just toads and tickets, or labels, bugs. These are all the bugs I drew. And then all the toads I drew. And then we have some vintage ephemera pieces. And then these are the tags. I didn't do pockets on this one. I figured I did a lot more pages, like, you know, and, you know, like to mix it up so they're not all the same. I did do the number 10 window envelope, and I made it so, I know this looks upside down, but if you fold that, then your mushrooms are going to be up the right way, and your bugs will come over the flap. So there's that one. And then that was the CD envelope cover. This is the number 10 window envelope cover. And this one, like if you turn this certain ways like this, these are upside down, but it's really hard for me to decide which way to orient these, because a lot of times we use our envelopes up and down. So I figured this orientation might be better. I don't know. Anyway, that is it. So on with the video. Hi everybody, it's Amy from Crafty Cat. So I think I'm starting to wrap my head around this project. It took me some time. Like, it was just hard because I haven't seen anybody do this, and this is the first time I've done this, so it's kind of like, you know, inventing the wheel again or something. I don't know, it's kind of silly, but sorry, just got sidetracked. I have added fabric to this, which will kind of like be our pages. It's going to be pretty much all fabric except for the ephemera that gets added, which is like the stuff that we made, what day? Monday? So that's what we're going for. So what I have done is, this is all working the same way as it does when you buy these, with the strips of fabric going this way and the strips of fabric going this way. I've just added more fabric on each of the places. So what I'm thinking is going to happen is like these two pieces of fabric will be sewn together so that they just have a little more body to them. But first we have to add some ephemera to them. So I have, like, for example, this guest check. You can see I've stitched a piece of fabric here and I've just added a little extra for some color, you know. But this is basically going to get sort of folded behind, and we're going to attach this piece of fabric to this piece of fabric, so that'll get a stitch down there. And then this way this can, you know, open and close how it wants. And then we'll take, I thought we would do this today, this envelope, I'm going to kind of tuck it under here, and it will also have a strip of fabric that will allow it to flip and fall, because I really want to see some of these fabrics. I don't want to like stitch all my ephemera, you know, all the way around and then it's attached. That would work if you wanted to do it that way, but I want to see some of these fabrics and things. And plus, like this one, I'm going to have this open so you could possibly do some writing in here if you wanted to. I'm probably going to put something behind here that's a little bit more permanent, or we could do like a faux pocket that just comes to like there and have a tag that goes in the top, which maybe that's what we'll do with that one, so that you can see whatever it is that's in the window, you know, instead of maybe you're writing. And then on the back you would be able to write as well, because we'll cover this this part up here. So that would get attached. So those would be attached to that page, and then when you turned the page like this, oops, grabbed an extra piece of fabric, they'll be stitched together in the end, so it won't be quite that tricky. Then you can have more ephemera, for example, on this page with flaps and flips, or it could, you could have one attached that flips up this way, that kind of thing. That's kind of where I'm going with these. So in the end, it's going to be like 1, 2, and then the cover, but you could stitch some things in here. And then you'll have the same thing over here, the same number of pages on this side. And then the center will also have, there's 1, 2, and then these ones here. And then you also have this underneath spot where we could like stitch another pocket or something like that. So that's where I am headed, and I'm hoping that's making a little bit more sense. I know it made no sense the other day because I wasn't even totally sure how I wanted to do this. So I thought about possibly adding like a signature, but I think I'm just gonna go with it like this, with just the fabric pages and the ephemera. I don't know, we'll see. And like I said, I'm probably going to keep this one as a sample, or this is just an idea. I've not done this. I don't even totally know if it's going to work. So it's kind of just a trial and error thing. And what is going to happen is like, well, I mean, it doesn't have to, because you saw my little sample that I did, that I thought I was going to do it like this, where you sew all the way through the page, and you can see the stitching here because I went through, like, I stitched the two pieces of fabric together first to make my page, and then I thought you could add more pieces here, but then I was like, it'd be kind of nice to not see the stitching maybe. I like the stitching, but so that I'm thinking what I'll do is, for example, on this single piece of fabric, I'll add these pieces, and then the stitching will be on the inside, so you won't see this page's stitching on the next page, if that makes sense. So basically I need to get all my pieces on here, and then stitch my pages together, which is also going to affect how high up, for example, like I stitch this one. If I get too close to the edge, I'm not going to be able to do it because I'll have to stitch through that. So I do need to keep that in mind and leave a little bit of room, and the same thing with this. So that is something I need to think about. That's going to be one kind of interesting thing. So I might cut a tiny bit more off of this envelope. And the same thing with coming around the edges is going to be the same thing. So, because that's with making this too, I, you know, kind of forgot about that when I decorated it, that you're not going to see a lot of the stuff on the edges. So I might have to bring this one over just a little bit more, like maybe like that. So I can stitch along there to close up that page. So yeah, this is all trial and error. So I hope you guys hang in there with me and don't think I'm too insane. So we'll see how it goes. But let's decorate this envelope, and at least we'll have that done. And this could be a long process. I don't know. You know, it just depends on how long it takes me to do all this. So I am using my Ribbit digital download, which I think most of you already knew, but you know, I'm just telling people who may be new to my channel. It is my new frog digital download. Frogs and bugs and just sort of sciencey looking things. So we could use the other side of this. I kind of think it'd be fun to have a frog here though. Oh, I was going to cut a little bit off of this, just so I'm not worried about stitching it closed when I stitch around that envelope. If you see what I mean. I mean, there was already a little bit of room, but this will just give me a little bit more room. So maybe do it. I wonder if this frog will fit. It can fit. Yes, let's use that frog. So how y'all doing? Are you having a good day? I'm having a pretty good day. Just doing my thing. I do like this part too. I wonder if I could take that off, and then I'm going to tear just a little bit into that, because it could go right along there. I'll have to tear some more off, but which side do I want to tear off of? It's always the trick, right? Maybe a little bit off of this side. We'll try, since we kind of want a torn edge on both. How wide is that? I want to keep the flowers. That's always the interesting part. And I held it up to, this window's too small for my number 10 window envelope, unfortunately, cover. So it's kind of a just wing it situation. So yeah. No, I just cut it too short. Oh well, it's good. It'll work. It's coffee dyed, so I'm not that worried about it. Oh, and I still don't have a glue book. Why do I keep forgetting that? I need to take apart another book, and I keep forgetting to do that. If I tear off the edges, probably not going to have enough, but I can put the frog down at the bottom so I can cover that part. There's all the logistics of this chunk journaling thing. Always. It's always like a puzzle to figure out what will work best. And oftentimes I do something that I think will work best and it doesn't. But, you know, that's just kind of the way it is. I mean, I could make it easy on myself and keep doing the things that I know how to do or have done in the past, but I like to try different things and maybe come up with something that's interesting to others too. So I guess I could have folded that around the edge, huh? Duh. I always forget about that. But anyway, I think as humans just like to do different things, like not always do the same thing over and over. It gets kind of boring. So and I was having so much fun doing that tag book, those tag books, that it just sort of seemed like the next logical thing was to do something like this. Try something different on a larger scale. And we could add a little tab for our open and close if we wanted to. We'll have to check on size of that, but let's get our frog on here for now. So how much of this can I get? Don't really want to tear the flower thing, but I don't think I can do it any other way. I'm gonna have to tear a tiny bit off the bottom too. So let's go with that. Do this because I don't want to tear up my bugs. I might use them for something else. I love the ladybug on that frog's nose. That's funny. Is that right? Yep. And we'll have to tear off one of our little meters of whatever kind these are. I don't know. I just like the way they look. I kind of tore off the bum of the frog too. Poor frog. Yeah, I think we will do some kind of pocket behind that window. That would be good. That will let us see something in the little window. Went to my son's band concert last night. That was his it was concert band for school. So that was fun to see all the kids. It's probably, I think that's the last one, which is crazy because I've been going to band performances for, oh my goodness, I don't even know how many years now. So it's kind of gonna be weird to not have those. I want to do the snail. I'm not sure if we can get how much of him. Heart too small. Yeah, we're not really gonna be able to get the snail, are we? Let's try for some of these other things. I think I'm gonna come down a little bit on that. So I might be able to get. Let me tear this side. This is the crazy part about doing these envelopes. That's why they're not always my favorite to do. That's why I did the whole number 10 window envelope covers, because that's torn right there already. They are just super tricky to make work. Like I find it a little bit aggravating to try to get them covered. And then we don't have to have every inch of it just perfect either. I think I'll put something else along there. I'm not sure what, but let's see what we got. Put some stamps. Oh, I keep forgetting to bring up that bag that I am working on. Tote bag. I think I'll go across there like that, just because it doesn't really make sense the way it is. If, you know, it's got a gap and it's weird right there. So I think we'll just put these up there. That will work. So yeah, that's cute. It has, the reason I thought of it is because it has those stamps on it, because my daughter was like, oh look, there's Washington stamps. It's like, yeah, it turned out pretty cool. She thought that was funny. I'm like, well, a lot of the stuff in public domain is, you know, that kind of thing, because it has to be a certain age, so. That's what us designers got to go with, is either what we can draw ourselves, or hence the frogs, or, you know, use from the public domain. And I know, oh, I just stuck my fingers in that. I know I made my window smaller, but it's okay. That's why you'll see images, the same images again and again sometimes, because multiple designers are using the same images in the public domain. And there's not a lot we can do about that. Oh yeah, then that, you can see, huh? I always forget. Well, if we put a pocket, you won't be able to see that side, so yay. That solved that. And I would like something else across here. I wonder what I should use. Could use some mushrooms off of that for bugs. I think I'll use the mushrooms. Just like a strip of them or something. And that, all that ephemera is with this Ribbit kit. There, I do like that better. I like the flowers up here. It's like how to keep all the things you like and take away the things you don't like. Still have that weird gap right there, but it's all right. Okay, so there's that front part for now. I mean, it's probably not done because I'm sure I'll add things, as I always do. A lot of times I turn off the camera and I'm like, oh yeah, that would be neat to have whatever the thing is. This, or do I want one of the light pages? This one. That would be a little more interesting, huh? I do kind of like the print on the inside of this, but oh my goodness, my husband and I are watching this show called Resident Alien. It is so goofy. If you guys have seen it, leave me a comment. It is just crazy. It's about this alien that comes to Earth, and his mission is to kill all the humans, you know. He's supposed to set off this detonator, but he crash landed and he lost it, and he has to look for it. And so in the meantime, he's living amongst humans, and then of course he starts to like the humans, and you know, it's this whole, I don't know, it's just a goofy, weird show. And the guy that plays the alien is so strange. Oh my gosh, he's so strange. I mean, he does a great job. I'm sure the guy isn't actually that strange. It's just he plays the part really well. And you find yourself like kind of rooting for him, and it's like, why am I rooting for him? He wants to kill all the humans. It's just goofy. It's funny, and I mean, some of it's kind of like, I wouldn't watch it with your little kids or something, because like some of the parts are a little scary, I would say, for kids. But you know, if it's just like you and your husband or something, it's definitely worth watching. Or if obviously bigger kids are fine, but and compared to a lot of other shows, there's not a lot of sex stuff, or you know, a lot of the stuff that I just don't really care to watch. Thank you anyway. So my husband knows, don't turn on the smut, because I'm out. I mean, not just TV shows. I'm not talking about anything weird. I'm just talking about regular TV shows anymore. Not like he's trying to watch weird shows. Just regular shows are weird sometimes. I better rip it straight. Put that piece there, and I do like this piece of the piece of ledger with the number. The thing is, though, you're probably not even going to see it, because I'm going to put a pocket on there. I don't know if I'm just trying to decide. I don't think I want to waste the piece of ledger with the number when it's not even going to get seen. So I think I'll just use a plain piece of ledger. Okay. So yeah, but it's Tote. And like I said, the guy, he's so weird. He's so weird. My daughter was like, that guy was my doctor, I would turn around and leave. And I was like, I said the exact same thing to your dad. Because we both have that kind of creepy radar or whatever. I don't know what you'd call it, but creep me out, I'm leaving. But yes, definitely entertaining and worth watching for sure. And it's I mean, there's some violence and stuff. There always is, but compared to a lot, it's not too bad. Okay, because I cut that a little short when I tore it, but I'd rather have it short and be able to fold the envelope than have it too long and then it's all jumbled up in there and you can't get it to fold right. So this is light enough. I feel like you can definitely write on it. Managed to get glue all over again. Okay, now we need to figure out how we're going to do the pocket. I'm thinking it might be kind of cool, and I'll cover that too, but I'm more worried about the pocket right now. To use a piece like one of these as the pocket. I have to tear some of that one off. I wonder if this would be... Actually, I think one of those would work as the pocket. Oh, and I've had a lot of questions. What kind of scissors are these? They're Fiskars. And it's, if you go on, like I got mine on Amazon, I know you can get them really any place that has Fiskars for the most part, like Joann Fabrics and stuff like that. But you can also search for arthritis scissors, and these type of scissors without the thumb hole will come up in different, you know, sizes and whatever. So I have both this one and the smaller size, and I like them. I mean, these took me a little while because they feel really big in my hand, but I mean, I don't have a problem making them work or anything. They just took a while for me to get used to, but they're not bad. Oh, why didn't I glue this to something first? Because now I'm gonna have to glue it to something to make the pocket a little, because that's too thin. It's just one sheet of printer paper. But see, I can put it on, I think. I have to cut down the sides, yeah, a little bit. And then turn it into a pocket. So what I might do is cut both sides a little, just to get rid of a little bit of the corner rounding. Because we don't necessarily need rounded corners for a pocket. I mean, it can. It's just not, what was that? That was Pasha huffing and puffing is what I always say, because he sighs at appropriate times. Like he, when he's disgruntled, probably because I'm not paying attention to him at the moment, he will sigh appropriately. I don't really want to cut off any more of those flowers, but I guess they are going to get nipped a little anyway. Yeah. So I've never had a cat that sighs like he does at like times that you think, oh yeah, that fits. Like, oh my gosh. He's a complete nut, I'm telling you. Okay, so we just need to cover up some of that so that you can't see it. So what do we want to use to do that? Let's see, let's just use this up since it's sitting here. Because it doesn't really matter, you're not going to be able to see a whole lot of detail. This could go right here though. Yeah, we just laugh when he does that. It's like, how does he know he should sigh right then? Just put some writing in that spot right there. Because like I said, most of it's going to get covered anyway. It really doesn't matter. And bonus, there's numbers. So basically, as long as I come all the way to the top to cover that up, and then I'll figure out something going the other way. And then just something to go across the top. I'll use this little bit smaller writing so it doesn't look quite as same. You know, the paper's the same. So I could put something on the other side of that frog that's also interesting. Then whether there's something in the pocket or out of the pocket, it will still look interesting. Right? So that will go on there and be a pocket. And I am going to come down just a tiny bit from the edge. So what do I want to put on the back to be interesting? This butterfly thing would be good. Do that. I can always print it again, and I'm more likely to catch a butterfly or two through that little hole than anything else probably. How tall is this? Yeah. Okay. So see, let's see. Chances are we can catch some part, maybe not that low, but some part of the butterflies if we just glue this onto here. Okay. I'm not going to stress a whole lot about what butterfly or whatever. Sorry about the crinkly paper. I don't know why. That is like so loud on these cameras. It's crazy. Trying to get where the littlest ones are because I'm more likely to get some that way. And this isn't going to be a super big, like you're not going to be able to put anything real big in here because there's no gusset, but if you can at least you know, slip a tag in there or something. Oh my goodness. Bless you. Rounded corner thing happening there, so maybe I'm just gonna kind of snip the corners to make it look intentional, if I can, with my shaky hands. Okay, and then I'll just put a thumb notch. Yeah, I really like all the characters they picked for that. Yeah, I think it's just gonna have to be whatever, because it's got to be on here right more than it's got to show through there, right? Okay. I like it though. Good way to use those. You two go do something else. Make me nervous when they're both in here futzing around. It's like, what are you doing? Pasha's being a bully lately too, and I don't like that. I don't know what his deal is. Every so often he goes through this phase where he wants to play. Jules won't play with him, so then it's like he's mad. So then he just chases her just to kind of, you know, try to scare her or whatever. So anyway, that's not real fun. Okay, and then I kind of want something on there too. So maybe some Holtz bits. Got another thing of his field notes because mine were like basically gone. And I thought they'd work pretty good for this. Could do a mushroom. Kind of need a bigger piece, huh? You could do something like that and have it as a little tuck. That would be kind of cool. I know I'm covering up my little thing, but that's all right. I like the idea of having it as a tuck. Put a little mushroom. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Have it as a little tuck spot there, so you could put another little tag. So because we're not going to have a whole lot of writing space in this journal either, you know, it's kind of nice to have a few little spots where you could tuck something that you can write on. Okay. So what I want to do is just kind of cover that because it looks weird when just part of it's there. I'm just gonna just gonna kind of do this side. Oh, there's a little pop out there. Sorry, I get real quiet when I gotta concentrate. It's kind of silly. All right, so now I'm just gonna glue kind of like around that outer edge so that it's, you know, like a pocket. Give us as much room as kind of possible. Go ahead and get that corner too a little. And that will limit us a little bit on size of something, but that's okay. Don't need something huge in there anyways. The corner kind of glued. All right. And what I'm going to put in all these, I don't know yet, but we'll figure all that out. And then let's get this. Probably should have waited for it to dry a little bit longer, but it did pretty good. So the main part of this I think I'm going to cover is just that. I feel like the coffee dyed part is fine the way it is. I just don't really want all the envelope info on there. Just digging through my junk here. This work. Oh, it's this way, Amy. I'm like, I thought that was a 9. It is a 9. Okay. Pull this out of the way. I need a better system for these things, but I like that bug. I think I might use that bug. I like the bugs. I have some bug stamps too that I might use in this. They're not the Tim Holtz ones, but they're just, I think I got them from BB Craft when they were sending me stuff to show on my channel. Or In Love Art Shop, maybe. Don't know. That was a while ago. I don't necessarily care if I have that other bug on here. I just don't want to take up so much room. What do you guys got planned for your weekend? Anything fun? I don't know what we're going to do. It probably depends on the weather. Well, I mean, Easter, definitely. We're going to go to brunch with my husband's mom. Do all the Easter stuff. But, other than that, I don't know what we'll be doing, if anything. Because they're talking about snow tomorrow, so that doesn't really make me thrilled. I mean, the one thing is, this time of the year when it snows, generally, it just by 10 in the morning it's melted, but still, it's just been icky cold again. And I don't love that. Okay, so I do like this little bug. I know, I tore off a bug, but that bug was partially gone anyway, so it just looked weird. I could put him here. What else? It's kind of boring right along there. Oh, I know. I could put one of these on here. My this and that labels. Stop. Kind of feel like I need a little something else with that. All manner of random junk on this desk. I'll just put this here. And then let me see. I'm saving all the strings and stuff because that's just fun to put on places. These are all off of the fabrics that I'm using because I washed them. You know how they all wad up in weird ways, and then plus I tore fabric, so that also gave me some good bits to play with for some color. The only thing is I can't really run a stitch there. Maybe I'll just go with the strings. And do a few stamps. Yeah. Yeah, that'll work. I hope. You never know when you're gluing down strings if they're going to stay, but I think they will. Too much glue right there. See how long it takes me to make one thing? Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. That's another reason I'm probably not going to sell this journal, because I feel like it's going to take me a long time. Starts to get a little spendy. Okay, there is that. That for something else, but it's sticky right there. Here's my. Didn't I have a paper towel? Oh lordy. Don't want it all sticky right there. All right, so we have our front, which I probably am going to add something to. Our little pocket and our little tuck, so we can add a tuck, a tag, place to write, and another place to write, and then this will get with a tab put in the journal. So I hope you guys like that. I hope you're liking this whole series, and I have no idea how long it's going to take. But I'll try to do most of it on camera just so, you know, I don't lose you guys. I won't be able to do the sewing on camera because I don't have a good spot by my sewing machine where I can do that. But like if I stop and stitch something, I'll come back and show it to you and stuff like that. So anyhow, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we will chat again soon. Love you guys. Bye now.